This case showcases that two wrongs do not make a right. Now this person right here is Abubakarr Haruna. The Nottingham man was told that he would be jailed for 10 years and 8 months at Nottingham Crown Court after he refused to go to the police about a previous incident with his victim. Instead, Abubakkar sought out his victim, clutched the bottle tightly in his hand, and then swung on the victim with as much force that he could muster, seeking retribution, seeking revenge after he felt disrespected and little boyed. The jury at Nottingham Crown Court was told that the victim had a bottle jammed into the side of his face, cheek area, and the glass had actually gone through from the outside to the inside, and the victim was utterly defenceless at the time as he stood in Nottingham city centre in the early hours of the morning, and this happened on August 11th of this year. Now the aggressor was Abubakkar, but he only reacted after he felt disrespected by the victim. Now after the victim was left leaking, Abubakkar ran away from the scene, and then he tried to change his appearance. Although, as you can see by Abubakkar's appearance, he has distinct features, so the disguise did not work. Police and ambulance were called to the scene and the victim was rushed to hospital, where he required emergency surgery and stitches upwards of 100, both inside and outside the cheek. Again, Abubakkar, who is classed as homeless, had specifically sought out his victim, who is also a dad, and the two men were known to each other and both had drinking problems. The victim, who had not been named, had been drinking with Abubakkar since noon the day prior and well into the evening, and then the early hours of August 11th. They did not stop, and at some point Abubakarr Haruna had left a bag and jewellery with the victim. When Abubakkar reappeared and demanded his bag and jewellery back, that's when things turned nasty. The victim declined and then tried to little boy Abubakkar by telling him to move away. Still, Abubakkar demanded his items, and that's when the two men began to argue, and then the victim began to act aggressively before walking away, still holding the bag and the jewellery. Now, prosecutors said that the victim walked onto Bridlesmith Gate and onto St. Peter's Gate, and Abubakkar searched the area for him. Abubakkar then went into the communal bin and he took out not one but two bottles. One bottle was smashed against the wall, and that's when Abubakkar found the victim and jabbed him with the glass, cheek area, full force, purposeful. The prosecution says that afterwards Abubakkar ran away. He stopped to change his trousers and then passing a rucksack onto a female. It was CCTV team that actually contacted the police, and Abubakkar was soon arrested. Now again, the victim was taken to Queen's Medical Centre, where he was operated on and received almost 100 stitches to both inside and outside of his face. Literally, his airways were visible through the hole in his cheek. Now the victim told the court in his impact statement that he spent more than 3 hours in the operating theatre, and he received 45 to 49 stitches on the outside and the same amount to the inside of his face. He says that he even had to lie to his children about what happened and why he has such a prominent scar on his face. Instead, he told his daughter that I fell over. Now, Abubakarr Haruna, who again is homeless, he pled guilty to wounding with intent to cause GBH and possession of the bottle. Now again, he was told that he would be jailed for 10 years and 8 months. Now, it has to be said that Abubakarr Haruna went absolutely bonkers. He went way overboard over a situation that could have been avoided. And in the same breath, the victim did not help himself, because if he listened to Abubakarr Haruna and gave him back his bag and his jewellery, the whole situation could have been avoided, and therefore he would not have a bottle going through his cheek and requiring up to 100 stitches. Now let me know your thoughts on the case. Is 10 years and 8 months justified for this incident? Let me know in the comments, and as always, stay safe.